I'm here with Sheri Few, and I talked to a mutual friend, Philip Bowers.
Oh.
Now, Philip Bowers said that he wrote a lot of op-eds and tried to get the message out. And I remember after that time that we went there at this meeting at Common Core, it suddenly just exploded. Like, first, you didn't hear anything about Common Core, but you really led the movement in South Carolina to bring attention. I mean, you've traveled throughout the state, educated people about the dangers of Common Core, not only just the propaganda aspect of it, or the low standards like in math and some of the other subjects, but you really awakened a sleeping giant. So, what made you decide to run for the superintendent of education?
Well, actually, it was a direct result of the things that you just mentioned. I've traveled the state over the last year trying to educate folks about the serious issues with Common Core. As a result, I've heard from parents, I've heard from teachers who are afraid to speak up. You know, I've communicated with a lot of legislators and other decision makers in the state, and they seem to be just turning a blind eye to these concerns that parents and teachers have. So actually I was approached about running by three people that I respect that weren't even related, and they felt like because of the work that I've done, the lead that I've taken on fighting Common Core, that I would make a good candidate for this race. And you know, I prayed about it, and I thought, you know, if it's going to help further the cause, if it's going to help us repeal Common Core, I'm willing to put my hat in the ring. In addition to that, should I be fortunate enough to win this race, I think I can really make a difference in South Carolina's education. Because Common Core has caused parents to really wake up and look deeper at the curriculum and what their children are being taught. And they're beginning to recognize that for decades, their children have been steeped in liberal bias in the content of their curriculum. So I'm going to put forth policies and work on looking at curriculum content and the way our state adopts textbooks. And I'm going to do everything I can to get rid of the bias in public education. So we're going to get rid of Common Core. If we don't do it through the state legislature in this session, then I'm going to have an opportunity as superintendent of education to use all the resources at my disposal to make sure that we do get rid of it.
That sounds good, and I know not only is it a lot of propaganda and liberal bias within it, but the math standards have been a real big concern with parents. I hear parents from all over the state complain that how their kids were enrolled in advanced classes, and now with Common Core, they're absolutely bored. You know, and just the simple multiplication and some of the simple math problems are just so confusing because it's not the way we learn math.
That's right.
It's these circles, and it's so confusing, and it's almost like a race to a bottom, and it's a lowering of standards. What do you think, Nikki Haley, does she support any legislation that would stop Common Core in the state?
Yes, she's on the record saying that she will sign a bill if it's passed out of the legislature, so we're glad to hear that she will support it that way. So, you know, if we are able to get that bill through, then I think she'll be good on her word, and we'll be done with it.
And what can people do to find out more about your campaign, and how can they help?
Well, you can go to SheriFew.com. That's spelled S-H-E-R-I, one R and one I, SheriFew.com, and you can sign up there to volunteer and contact me through the website. I'll be glad to talk to anybody that has questions.
Sheri Few, thank you so much.
All right,
Thanks.
Thank you.